Hi there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I want to talk about some of more of my collection, some of which I've showed you before. This one I haven't. This is a facsimile reprint of Mystery Adventure magazine from 1936, 37, 37, and November of 1937. We'll just flip over here and we'll look. Well, it says January 29th, 1935. That's not the date. Yeah, here it is. Copyright 1936. So November. So November. Okay, 1936. And this is The Domino Lady and the Domino Lady's double. And it's written by an unknown author. Um, we aren't certain that it was a pseudonym. Um, there was a research done by a very good researcher named Will Murray who looked into who this person was, and he came out uh, saying that he doesn't know if it was a pseudonym or if it was a real name. Anyway, this story is called The Domino Lady's Double, and it's the longest of all of the Domino Lady stories. The Domino Lady was Ellen Patrick. And Ellen Patrick was a rich man's daughter, a senator, who was assassinated. And because of the assassination, she became an adventurer looking for adventure and catching bad guys. She goes to parties, usually dressed in that fancy dress that you see here, uses her domino mask, has a calling card that says compliments of the Domino Lady that she leaves and solves really escapade type mystery crimes. They're fun reads, fun adventures, fast paced. And she is one of the very few of the women masked adventurers that existed back in the 1930s and 40s in the heyday of the pulps. And there's an excellent introduction. And this is the first time I read one of the Domino Lady stories in this book, edited by Bernard Drew. It features uh, heroines uh, from the 1930s and 40s. Everybody from Carrie Cashin, Grace Culver, Violet McDade, Dizzy Malone, and Rosita Story by Halbert Footner. And in page 118, we have a Domino Lady story. The Domino Lady doubles back. And it gives an excellent introduction. And this is actually facsimile reprints right from the pulp magazines. We look, if we can possibly find. And this is actually a Moonman story that features where the heroine, Sue McEwen, one of the Moonman's main assistants. And he gives an excellent little introduction uh, to the Domino Lady, explaining how she appeared, where she appeared, and, talking about characters like the Shadow, the Crimson Mask, the Black Bat, the Green Llama, the Whisper, and so on, who are masked adventure, uh, masked adventurers and heroes from the hero pulps, and includes this character, the Domino Lady, as one of the heroes. She has subsequently become very popular thanks to Bernard Drew and others, and especially Jim Steranko, who produced this beautiful edition, hardcover edition of all of the Domino Lady's adventures in this complete collection, featuring this gorgeous Egyptian cover. He also wrote his own story in this collection. We'll just flip through it, have a look. And we have Jim Steranko's introduction. And we also have an introduction by Bernard Drew talking about the different hero pulps and beautiful splash page introductions by Jim Steranko, done in a kind of noir 1930s style. The stories are written in the panel form, like in the pulps, and they feature the original art. This is the first story that appeared in Saucy Romantic Adventures, and this is the second story, 1930s noir style, beautiful black and white artwork. These books have gone up in value since its initial publication. Again, featuring the original artwork and Domino Lady's handicap. So it also has an excellent research article by Will Murray, who is Lars Anderson. And Will Murray, you know, is a good writer on his own, wrote Doc Savage novels, also wrote The Destroyer, some of the Destroyer novels, and an aficionado of the Shadow. Jim Steranko himself wrote this story. It's called Arouse, the Domino Lady, and that gives you a background origin of the character. It's 12 chapters long, quite dense, and a pretty good read, actually. So here is the complete collection of the Domino Lady. So that's that. And there's also Moonstone Publications has published original Domino Lady comic book art. And this is one of the covers. This is an omnibus edition. This is one of the better covers from the series. Excellent artwork, great stories. The main writer is Nancy Holder. Excellent stories. So that's that. They're all escapade. These ones, the Nancy Holder stories, are more like mystery novels, mystery novellas. Nice reads. The original stories by Anderson are more like mystery escapades, kind of risque, last minute discoveries and adventure type stories. I've already showed you the Senorita Scorpion, And this one I bought years ago. Um, and the story, if I can find it, without wrecking the book, is The Sting of the Scorpion by Les Savage Jr. Les Savage Jr. was a Western writer. He wrote, writing was his lifetime because he wrote between, and he was born in 1922 and died in 1958 at a relatively young age. But his output was prolific. And he wrote most of the Senorita Scorpion adventures. This is one of the first. This is a large print edition that I discovered and I was able to buy. Initially, the interesting thing about this is actually a first edition of the stories, and it's copyrighted is by his wife, Marion Savage. And the stories feature Senorita Scorpion, the brand of Senorita Scorpion, and the secret of Senorita Scorpion, all published in Action Stories in 1944. But the interesting note about this is an earlier version of this Western novel concerned the legend of the Douglas family. Now, Senorita Scorpion is Elegia Douglas. And the legend of Senorita Scorpion appeared in installments in Action Stories. This magazine did not feature serials, so breaking the narrative into installments was an editorial necessity. It was, however, the author's intention to combine them eventually into a novel. This first book edition is based on the author's original typescripts and appears now with the title and in the form the author intended. So this is actually a first edition. And it features these three stories. Nice large print. The unique thing about Les Savage's novels is that they were always well researched. He was a historian by trade as well as a novelist. So he died young at the very young age of 35 from diabetes and cholesterol. Wonderful novel. So that's that. That's Senorita Scorpion. But I also want to show you one of the heroines of the 1940s from the newspaper strips. One other note is that the publisher was Fiction House. Now, Fiction House, as you know, did comic books. They did the famous Sheena, Queen of the Jungle Adventures. So, let's see if we can find it here. I just want the copyright page. It doesn't have it. Anyway, so it's Fiction House. All right, so that's that. From the 1940s, and one of the most famous adventure strips was an adventure strip created by a woman. Her name was Tarp Mills, and she created this character. Her name is Miss Fury. Now, this is an original reprint, an original cover, I should say, but it's a reprint. I love the painted cover, and it's the reprint of some of her adventure strips that were published by Marvel Comics. Now, Marvel Comics, then called Atlas Comics, published 8 issues of Miss Fury with covers by Alex Schomburg. But this is her cover. This is Tarp Mills's original painted cover art of Miss Fury. Now, fortunately, for those who are collectors and of wonderful artwork from that time period, from Tarp Mills, there were some excellent hardcover editions done of the Miss Fury Adventures. And this is from the Sunday pages. Wonderful. It features reprints of the Purple Zombie, an initial, and other strips that she did for the comic books, called Diana Dean and so on, and Purple Zombie. But the focus, of course, of this book is the Sunday pages of Miss Fury, initially called Black Fury, and then eventually the title changed to Miss Fury. And it gives you the origin story. This is a complete, unlike the Atlas Marvel Comics editions from the 40s, which were heavily edited. This was not. This gives you the full series in these gorgeous reprint hardcover editions. And they came out in this volume from collecting the Sundays from 1941 to 1944, and from 1944 to 1949. And it features an excellent introduction by Trina Robbins, who wrote extensively on costume women superheroes. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this foray into some of my collection of Miss Fury and Domino Lady, and again on Senorita Scorpion. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and subscribe, and you'll get to see more. Okay, thanks. Bye.